Good morning. I'll start a couple seconds early. So good morning. Welcome to the Millionaire Mindset Book Club. My name is Rick Snow, and I am your host this morning. Unlimited Power by Tony Robbins is our book. If this is your first time joining us, the recordings are in the YouTube channel, in the playlist, Millionaire Mindset Book Club playlist. I encourage you to go back and watch them. 15 minutes, más o menos. Enough time to cover one chapter of a book every day, Monday through Thursday at 5:45 live here on Zoom. And then I put the recordings up on the YouTube channel. And in case you're not an early bird, right? In case you're not an early bird. So, all right, my workout is done. For the day. A little warm. Susie's off at the gym. But we are on chapter 4, Unlimited Power by Tony Robbins. And this chapter 4 is The Birth of Excellence, entitled The Birth of Excellence. And belief. Belief is the birth of excellence, right? And early on in the first chapter, I think one of the quotes, and I think this is an old Henry Ford, I think it was Henry Ford, that said, whether you believe you can or believe you can't, you are right. And Tony Robbins says that more than one time in the book, and it is true, right? If you believe that you can do something, chances are you can, right? If you believe that you can't do something, that may be even more powerful, right? Both kinds of beliefs have great power, right? The question is, what kinds of beliefs are best to have, and how do we develop them? And Tony says that the birth of excellence begins with our awareness that beliefs are a choice, right? That we choose to believe, something, and choosing to believe. And again, I think this is more powerful. Choosing to believe that you can't do something, I believe, is more powerful than believing that you can, right? You can maybe be ambivalent. I don't know if I can do this or not, versus I can't do this, right? You tell your mind it's not going to work. So you can choose the beliefs that limit you, or you can choose beliefs that support you, right? It is our belief that determines how much of our potential we will be able to tap into, and beliefs can turn on or shut off the flow of ideas. Sometimes we get into that, mindset that I can't do something, or this isn't going to work, or, these negative beliefs, and they sabotage us, right? So what are beliefs? They are preformed, pre-organized approaches to a perception that filter our communication to ourselves in a consistent manner, right? So where do your beliefs come from? Why do some people have beliefs that push them forward, and some people have beliefs that help them to fail? And we're going to, remember, we talked about modeling. We're going to talk about modeling later, following the path that somebody else took, doing the things that somebody else did that was being successful. And so we're going to try to model the beliefs that foster excellence, right? So the first thing we need to figure out, where do the beliefs come from? Number one is your environment, right? This is the sometimes the real nightmare, is the effect that environment has on beliefs and dreams. If all you see is failure, if all you see is despair, it is very hard for you to form the internal representations that will foster success, right? Remember, modeling what we see around us is something that we do consistently, even if it's not conscious, right? This book is about this book is going to help design send us in the direction of consciously modeling. And so if all you see around you is failure and despair and hopelessness, it is tough to come up with those models, right? However, we can turn those beliefs around, right? Environment may be the single most potent generator of belief, but it is not the only one, right? Environment may be the most potent generator of belief, because it's the stuff you see every day, and you hear. If your parents are if your parents were super negative, then, there's a possibility, a very good possibility, that you'll see things the same way. But environment is not the only thing, right? Events, small or large, can help us foster beliefs, right? There's certain events in everyone's life that they will never forget, right? Where were you when a significant, I don't know what age range, I think we got all kinds of ages here, but where were you, on 9/11? Where were you, was there a positive thing? Was there somebody that you met, somebody that you saw, an event that you saw that was a positive thing? Tony Robbins talks about, he had decided he wanted to be a sportscaster, and Howard Cosell was coming to town. And so he went to, he said, man, if I'm going to be a sportscaster, I need to have an interview with somebody, start at the top. And so he went to try and interview Howard Cosell. And he said, when he got there, Howard Cosell was getting up to leave. He was at a book signing. He was getting up to leave. And his entourage, right, tried to stop him, and he got past him, and Howard Cosell let him do an interview, and he said that was a defining moment in his life. His experience changed his belief about what was possible, who in life was approachable, and what the rewards were for asking for what he wanted, right? And because of Howard Cosell's encouragement, he went on to write for newspaper and started his career in the communications field. But you think about it, who could you talk to, right? If you said, you know what, I believe I can do this. I'm just going to use an El Pasoan, for example. What if you said that you wanted to talk to Paul Foster, right? Paul Foster is a successful businessman here in El Paso. What if you said, I want to talk to him? Could you do it? Could you make that happen? If you believe you can, you could probably find a way to do it, right? A third way that we come to our beliefs is through knowledge, right? The direct experience. A direct experience is a form of knowledge. Another is through books and movies, and seeing the world, viewing the world the way it's portrayed by others, right? Reading autobiography, biographies and autobiographies, and how many reading books like this. Remember, the people that have been successful, we said earlier, people that have been successful, most of them have written a book, right? And so if you want to be successful, study success. If you want to be wealthy, study wealth, etc., right? Knowledge is one of the great ways to break the shackles of a limiting environment, no matter how grim the world is. If you can read about the accomplishments of others, you can create beliefs that will allow you to succeed. A fourth way that results are created is through our past results, right? If you think about a time in your career, real estate, whatever it is, where you were successful, right? And remember, you can go back and put yourself in that state to create that success again, right? The surest way to create a belief that you can do something is to do it, right? To do it, right? Just once. If you succeed once, it's easier to form the belief that you'll succeed again, right? The workouts, as we get older, right? As I get older, it's one of the things that's important to us is balance, right? Balance becomes more difficult, and a lot of old people, they lose their balance, they fall, they break a hip, whatever. And so, my workouts, part of my workout routine is a routine on balance, and it's hard. It's not easy to, do, especially when you're first getting started at it. But you do it, and the next time, you try again, and you do it a little bit better, and you try again, and you do it a little bit better, right? And so our past results help us to form our beliefs, right? The fifth way to establish beliefs is through creating in your mind the experience you desire in the future as if it were now, right? What is that? That is visualization, right? Visualization. Some of the greatest golfers, visualize the shot in their mind, how they're gonna bring the club back, how they're gonna place how the ball is placed, how they're gonna bring the club back, how it's gonna swing, and they see it, right? Ron White, not the comedian, the memory guy, world two-time world champion memory guy, says that before he went to his first memory competition, he would sit every day and he would visualize his whole day, walking into the place where the competition was being held, standing in line and waiting, checking in, doing all this kind of stuff. And he would go through a 90-minute visualization, sitting with his eyes closed, just seeing what was going to happen every step of the way. And I'm not saying that you have to, go through 90 minutes worth of visualization, but when we visualize stuff as if it has already happened in the future, that is a way to help build your beliefs, right? One of the things that happens when we get books like this is that a lot of times there are things to do. There are exercises to do. In his book, page 62, again, if you got the printed version, if you're on a Kindle or audiobook, obviously it's a little more difficult, but he said, take a minute and jot down 5 key beliefs that have limited you in the past, right? And then to make a list of 5 positive beliefs that can serve to support you in achieving your highest goals, right? Think about that. Take a minute to think about some beliefs that have limited you in the past, and then make a list of 5 positive beliefs that can support you in achieving your highest goals. To me personally, I've been another book that I've been reading is called The Power of Now. The things that happened in the past are in the past. You can't change them. The things that happen in the future, that it hasn't happened yet. So the power of now. And so believe what you can do now. I'm not so worried about, I'm not going to focus on the beliefs that I had in the past or the limits. I just want to move forward. So modeling excellence, he says, modeling excellence begins by modeling belief, right? Some things take time to model, but if you can read, think, and hear, you can model the beliefs of the most successful people on the planet, right? Remember your beliefs. Your beliefs come from a part of it is your environment. Who are you hanging out with? What kind of stuff are you putting into your head? Remember, garbage in, garbage out, right? Think about the positives. Sometimes it is not necessary to have a tremendous belief or an attitude in order to succeed. Sometimes just not having a limiting belief is enough. Remember, I said that. I said that before, right? It is, sometimes I don't know if I can or I can't, but I think I can. But if you believe that you can't, you're going to put a serious limiting belief on yourself, right? Remember, your reality, right? Your reality is the reality that you create. If you have positive internal representations, positive beliefs, it's because that's what you've put into your head, right? If you have negative beliefs, those are yours too. Right? Those are yours too. So there are a number of beliefs that foster excellence. Tony Robbins says that he has picked up 7 that strike him as particularly important, and he calls them the 7 lies of success. The 7 lies of success. And that's where we start with chapter 5 on Monday, right? Chapter 5 on Monday. Remember, our book club is Monday through Thursday at 5:45 a.m. or recorded on YouTube and put on the YouTube playlist, Millionaire Mindset Book Club, on my YouTube channel. We are reading Unlimited Power by Tony Robbins. If you've been joining us this week, great. We've got a few new members in the Facebook group. If you're not part of the Facebook group, Millionaire Mindset Book Club, just go on Facebook and do a search for Millionaire Mindset Book Club and join the group. We'd love to have you. If you know somebody else that might benefit from a 15-minute jump start of a positive 1 chapter a day, first thing in the morning, please share this information with them. Let's grow this. Let's grow this exponentially to, all kinds of great things, leaps and bounds, right? In the comments, if you watch the video, if you go back and watch the recording, please leave us comments, leave us your thoughts. If you have ideas about a book that you would like us to do in the book club, put those out there too. I got plenty, I got plenty of stuff, but I'm always open to new stuff, right? If you've come across a book in the past that you thought, man, this is a great book, then let us know, right? I also, and this is a new thing, I am on the Leadership Development Advisory Committee for Texas Realtors, and we are going to be doing a book club for the Leadership Development Advisory Committee as well. So if you're interested in that, reach out to me. I'm not sure who whether it's just for the committee or whether it's going to be open to anybody in Texas Realtors. But we're going to be doing this book. I see right here, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell is the book that we're going to do first. And so if you're interested, I'll put more information as I get it. I'll put more information here and on my Facebook group as well. Okay. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? Remember, if you're working, work hard. If you're playing, play hard. Whatever you do, try to make today the best day ever so far. And we'll see you on Monday.